Welcome to the Random Encounter Show. I'm Deathstalker V, and I'm glad to be back here with the Random Encounter Army. Yeah? But we know the rules. We got to have something to drink. Make sure you have something to drink. For this episode, I'm drinking a Spriker grape soda. Yeah? If you remember a few episodes back, well, it's been a ways back, when we talked about Weapons and Warriors, the board game. And we had went and picked up all those broken video game consoles. I talked about, I think that was the episode anyway. I hope so now. We talked about Spriker root beer. Yeah? One of the best root beers I've ever tasted. I find these things here in America at the Dollar Tree. I've had several people comment saying, hey, I found Spriker root beer and such. At the Dollar Tree, whatever, these are amazing. Yeah, I have to say, the grape soda is probably the best grape soda I've ever tried in my life. The cream soda is like drinking a vanilla ice cream. It's amazing. The ginger ale was absolutely the best ginger ale I've ever tasted. I don't know. Somebody reach out to Spriker and tell them that the Random Encounter Show's talking about them. Yeah, we could use some sponsorships. Oh, but it's so good. Their sodas are, they're just amazing. Yeah, they say they fire brew their sodas. Don't know what that means. But yeah. Anyway, you know the rules. Got to have something to drink. If you got cigarettes, smoke them. Yeah? If you need a snack, go get it. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. Other than I'm happy to be back. I'm so glad to be back. Over the last several months, because of family matters, I haven't been able to be active here on the YouTube channel as much as I actually wanted to be. Had a lot of death in the family. We just got done hosting family here in the Fortress of Doom for 2 weeks, etc. But it looks like, and we're praying that it remains so, that the decks are cleared so that we can get back to regularly scheduled broadcasting around here. Yeah? And I want to give a big shout out to all of you in the comments of various videos, reaching out to make sure I'm okay. You know, this community is amazing. We have a lot of new subscribers. If it's your first time here, make sure to join in with the community. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out our Discord and our Facebook pages. Links are down below in the description of the video, especially Discord. When I'm not active on YouTube, normally I'm not active on Facebook either. I'm not a huge social media user. I try to be active on Discord at least daily. You know, I'll come in, check on the community, take a look at what people's sharing, video games, board games, solo RPGing, and all this kind of stuff. I answer questions and such. It's just absolutely lovely. But I've got to thank all of you. This community is amazing. You know, your patience and your willingness to wait around for the next episode, it's amazing. So yeah, we're flying back into this. Yeah, what is this episode going to be about? I have no clue. Like, absolutely no clue. We have received a giant 13-pound box of stuff from our channel member, a member of the Rogues Gallery. Yeah, Kent the Maddox. He sent us over a big box and he did not tell me what's in it. He mentioned there might be some solo RPGing stuff and random things. I have no idea. He's been working on cleaning out his collection like I've been working on cleaning out some of mine, just to raise some money for the show and have some room for all the great things we like to take a look at. Yeah, so we'll be digging into that here in just a second. What else did we want to cover? Let's have something to drink. How the hell are you? How the hell have you been? Yeah? Do anything good in life? I hope so. Called your mother lately? Talked to your family lately? Listen to me, it's important. Spend time with your family. Help your kids do homework, all that kind of stuff. Yeah? Like I said, we're charging full circle here at the Fortress of Doom. Hopefully, I have something in the plans that may possibly make my dream with this channel come true, to where we finally have the means and the way to go to make this a full-time endeavor and a proper setup where I'm not just filming in my living room or in my painting studio or whatever, and we can do a lot more regular episodes and such. It'll make life a whole lot easier. Yeah? No promises on that. It's in the works. Yeah? I'll feel when we do our next members only video coming up at the end of the month, first of July. Members, I will fill you in a little bit more about what's going on. If you haven't got your questions or advice or whatever you have for our members, the Rogues Gallery, make sure you have that in because time is ticking. We've got a few days. Yeah? Anyway, we're going to bust into this package. First off, we got to give a big shout out to Kent. You know, it was only a few episodes ago, a few months ago, Kent sent over Dragon Mountain, a massive adventure campaign module for 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons. He had heard me saying that I had this back in the 90s. I don't know what happened to my copy whatsoever. And I never had a complete copy. I had bought it at a flea market, whatever. He sent this over just as a surprise. Blew me away because I never thought I'd get another copy of this because people want astronomical sums for it. Well, it's not too crazy. You know, it normally goes for a little over $100 complete and such. But these type things, you know, I always never buy stuff off eBay like this because I always hope just to find it in the wild when I buy big lots of old RPG gaming books and such. But it's never happened. And I've been able to sit down, read through the module, and just re-explore the Dragon Mountain. And yeah, just a fantastic campaign setting. Yeah, this doesn't get a lot of talk around YouTube. It is different. It is a very different campaign. But yeah, it's got my mind ticking for some solo play. And possibly once we're set up with the project we're working on, maybe start up some online play with some friends and such. We'll definitely get Kent in on it if possible and run Dragon Mountain. Yeah? So, Kent's just going wild. I guess he thought the best way to get me back on video was to send a big package over here. Yeah? Now, he didn't put a stipulation that I had to open it on video or anything, but if somebody's kind enough to send in something for the show, we definitely going to make it for the show. Like I said, I have no idea what's actually in here. 13 pounds. And I said, let's explore and see what Kit sent over. You know what that means? Almost. You know? Getting back on video, everything's going wrong, yeah? Anyway, here's the guest star of the show. Here's Lucky. Yeah, maybe co-host of the show. Let's take Lucky through here. We got to give him his Christmas sharpening soon. The holiday special. We're only halfway through the year, and I'm already looking forward to holiday special. I guess because this is insane. Yeah, I have no idea, but we need to sharpen Lucky. But he only gets sharpened before the holiday special. Yeah, so here we go. Guys, you want to get in the comment section real quick and take a guess at what could be in here? Play a game. I'm going to set this over here. You know, carefully wrapped. And I'm seeing some stuff already. So we're going to take a look at what's just here on top. We got a Monty cookbook. A player's guide to... it's got a weird font. Is it Pollus? I'm gonna guess. Yeah, you guys seen this? It's a city. It's the the city of Pollus, a place where the supernatural is expected and treachery lies around every corner? Or is it that the supernatural lies around every corner and treachery is expected? Either way, Pollus is a city of danger, magic, intrigue, and above all, adventure. 32-page adventure guide. Got some maps. I see some NPCs. Yeah, this is a third edition era book. That old D20 symbol up there. I actually love getting books on cities. Yeah? A lot of people, we talk about solo RPGing. And you'll see a lot of people that they have these huge maps. And their characters are just going from one place to another, to another, to another. I actually appreciate urban settings and cities and stuff a lot. Because there's so much to offer in just that general locale that you can really mine and bring out just tons and tons and tons of details for your game. Yeah, it makes it super interesting. Whereas you have a very spread out campaign, the places you're stopping at might be places of interest or whatever, but unless your characters decide to stick around, and get involved with whatever's there for over a long period, you never have that chance to really just pull out all those details and find all the surprisings that a small location has to offer. When I say small location, I mean a 20-mile radius or so. So yeah, a lot of my solo gaming, sometimes I do go on grand world-spanning adventures, or in science fiction, we might go on galaxy-sized adventures. But for the most part, I try to keep things sort of local and mine those details. We'll talk more about that as we get into solo gaming more. But yeah, having a new city to check out, maybe mine the information out of it for other cities I have ideas for, or just using this book straight up and adding my solo tools to it. I'm looking forward to that. Boy, oh boy, he really wrapped this stuff up. Of course, we're going to save all of the these shipping materials for our own uses, huh? What is this? Family business. I've never seen this before in my life. Kent, we have a lot of common interests. He's somebody that I talk to often, but he's explored in a lot of areas that I have no clue about. So we have so many common interests, I can only expect that if I get something new from him, it's going to be excellent. It says, Family Business is a solo choose-your-own-path story set in the cyborg universe. Dive into a dystopian, ad-written world where your choices determine your fate. Along the way, you'll create characters fully ready for use in your cyborg games, assuming you make the right decisions and survive corporate hell. Compatible with cyborg. Yeah, I have no idea, but really cool layout. Yeah, really cool layout. Some striking art. Yeah, something else to keep me busy, huh? Whoa. What is this? Oh, this is wild looking. 1 second. We'll have to just sling. We'll just have to sling the packing material over. This is like the holiday special in June. We've got something called Demonship. Core rules. Welcome to Space Hell. Demonship is played in 3 stages. Okay, this is the rules. The traditional game is solo. The main objective of Demonship is survive and escape. In order to escape, the ship's primary power must be restored. Once this is complete, the emergency protocols can be engaged. Finally, any remaining unbroken escape pods can be used to evacuate the ship. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this sounds awesome. Guys, we'll be seeing it in time. Yeah, when we get into... There's a whole nother side to the Random Encounter show, by the way, we haven't really gotten into. And that's my hobby of classic video gaming, specifically those early computers, you know, starting with like the Atari 8-bits and the TI-99s, going up all the way through the 80s and 90s, and the Commodore 64. There's a Commodore 64 game. This sounds a lot like Project Firestarter. It's one of my favorite games of all time. We actually have a sort of a similar game on the Intellivision with Pandora. Yeah. So yeah, this is a tabletop game. Oh yeah, you know this looks awesome. But we have something here. It's a wooden box. It says Demonship, and it's very intricate. Yeah, it's all carved and nice. What do we have going on here? It just looks like we pulled this out. Oh, it's miniatures. Wow. Wow. What is going on here? These look outstanding. I'm not going to pull all of these out because I know I'll never get them in the box on camera again. Yeah, but I'm going to block my face there so the camera will focus. It's miniatures and terrain, I guess, built to use with Demonship. I've never heard of this, and this sounds like it's right up my alley, and it looks like it's right up my alley. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sometimes, here we go. This looks amazing. Yeah? I told you guys, Kent can find some stuff. Yeah, I'm already looking forward. I can't even get the top on camera. We're going to set it to the side. Yeah, but Demonship. Let me know what you think of Demonship in the comments. I'm sure because, guys, you already know I live like a hermit. I don't pay attention to the current gaming scene so much. So I'm always behind on things. But I'm pretty sure something of this caliber some of you know about out there. I'm interested to hear your takes on it. Yeah? So hit me in those comments. My goodness, I'm already blown away here. We've got something called Corg. Show you guys Corg. I'm digging the artwork. It looks like it has some cards. What do we got going on here? I'm trying to pull out like a main Corg. Wasn't there an RPG? What was it called? Something like Corg. Torg? T-O-R-G? I believe it was back in the day. I never checked it out. So this looks like another sort of solo RPG based on location type games. I'm going to guess the cards go with it as well. Guys, I'm going to have to take a look through this stuff and get back with you because we're already way behind on videos, and all of this stuff looks like stuff that we could make individual videos on and probably will. Kent's killing us over here. I know he's killing me. What lies beneath? A solo dungeon crawler of dice, decisions, and death. Yeah? My goodness. Outwit magical adversaries, find a cure for mysterious disease, rediscover your own identity, and defeat those who caused your unfortunate situation or die trying. Okay, got a nice little paragraph-based solo book. Yeah? I'm looking forward to digging into these. These I've never heard of. I've never heard, so far, I have never seen or owned anything that we've pulled out the box so far. Yeah? Kent's hitting us with some esoteric stuff here. Oh my goodness. We have the Maquis. Yeah? I'm looking to see if this is Star Trek related. My favorite Star Trek series was Deep Space Nine. And the Maquis played a big part in Deep Space Nine. If you remember, they were the ones that broke away from the Federation, along with the settlers and stuff that were out where Bajor and Cardassia, those planets or systems were there. Sorry, it's been a while since I watched Deep Space Nine. But the Maquis felt like the Federation wasn't doing anything to help them, so they created sort of their own government and became a guerrilla fighting force, especially when the Dominion arose against Cardassia and the Dominion forces. And that's the wild thing about Star Trek, is sometimes if you sit and think, even though things might be portrayed from the Federation ideas of what's good and what's bad, etc. It was hard not to say that the Maquis had some really great points. The Maquis had some really great points. No, this one's based on the historical Maquis. Yeah, engage the Nazi occupation of France in a La Petite Gourou. I don't speak French. I understand French, but I don't speak French. Sorry. To throw off the yoke of the oppressors and free your homeland. Maquis is a solitaire worker placement game with variable goals and a playtime of approximately 20 minutes. So yeah, this was, I do remember the historical Maquis. They were a French resistance organization to Nazi Germany. This will be interesting to dig into. Yeah, not quite as exciting as Deep Space Nine, but I'll take it. This is interesting. Yeah, like I was saying, Star Trek was just one of those shows. Go watch the first episode of Star Trek, where Picard in the Next Generation was always like this basically hero of renown. Not so much on Deep Space Nine. Yeah, they thought he handled the Borg situation very terribly, and there was a whole lot of people that were killed because of what he did, including Captain Sisko's wife. Yeah, it makes you think. It makes you think. Not all that you think of the Federation is just superheroes in space flying around solving lots of different problems for planets. Yeah, that was the first Star Trek series. Oh my goodness, we're Kent's killing us here. Kent's killing us here. I don't even know. This is possibly all related. It was all in this paper. Give me 1 second to not even sure. Oh my goodness, I see what it is. Oh my goodness, here we go. What do we have here? Oh my goodness. Something that I've heard a whole lot about and actually plan to check out. And this is hitting right on time. No joke. This is hitting right on time. We have Shadow Dark. A whole lot of Shadow Dark. Yeah? I'm trying to figure out what's what. So we have a Game Master screen. We have the core rules. Yeah, we have the core rules. We have Solo Dark. Isn't the artwork just fantastic? Yeah? Look at the artwork there. It's just fantastic artwork. Over here we have Game Master Quick Start Guide. Here we have Player Quick Start Guide. Very reminiscent of the white box to me for some reason. Over here we have 3 Cursed Scroll Shadow Dark Zine Volume 1, 2, and 3. I said we had 1 through 3. So it's a small magazine dedicated to Shadow Dark. And on the back, of course, I already see tables. Over here we have, I don't know what we have. I don't even know. We'll open these later. I see character sheets. And on the back of these character sheets, it looks like various classes. Here's something, ooze cubes. Yeah. Look at that. Here it looks like we have some sort of adventure in this pack here. Yeah. I don't know a lot about Shadow Dark. I know it's a big hit right now, especially in the OSR community. I don't really look at a lot of OSR stuff, honestly, because I always feel like if you've got one, you've basically got them all. Tales of Argosa changed my mind on that a little bit. A little bit. It has to be something special. But I've heard a ton about Shadow Dark in our community. And I've been wanting to check it out. I'm glad I held off. Very compact sized books. I like that. Small Game Master screen. Very easy for travel and such. This looks like the printing quality and stuff looks pretty high class. Yeah. I see some various tables and such. But yeah, especially in the solo scene, I'm hearing a lot of talk about Shadow Dark. It's right on time because our friend Steve Grood is sending over an adventure compendium we'll be taking a look at for Tales of Argosa and Shadow Dark. Along with some other stuff we have that we didn't get to talk about a lot when we covered Tales of Argosa, taking a look at it. By the way, I'm super impressed with Tales of Argosa. Super impressed. The more I'm getting into it, the more I'm absolutely loving it. Yeah? There's been a lot of attempts at sort of the swords and sorcery, or sword and sandal, barbarian, Conan-esque games out there. And there have been some good ones, but really there haven't been any low fantasy. People probably understand that better. Low fantasy games. There's been some good ones. But for me, there's never been any really just great ones. Where, of course, you can use D&D, Castles and Crusades, Rollmaster, all that kind of stuff. You can make it low fantasy and use those systems. But having one specifically engineered with the rules, the classes, the magic, etc., to fit the low fantasy bill, I think Tales of Argosa might be the best I've put my hands on. And I am a fan of low fantasy. I play a lot less high fantasy, magic shooting out of everybody's head kind of thing. Yeah, low fantasy, it's much easier as a solo player, at least for myself, to get in and really make the world believable. Yeah, we'll get into that one day. You want a video on high magic versus high fantasy versus low fantasy? I know there's fans of both out there. But Shadow Dark, yeah, I've heard a lot. I'll be digging into that. I don't know what we'll even be digging into first. The Demonship. That's got me cooking. That's got me thinking already. Yeah. I don't know, so much good stuff. Getting blown away here. We're not done yet. I'm just going to pull this stuff out. It's not books. We have a small, like, candy tin called Gate. What was that 80s movie? My goodness, it just brought it to my mind. Where the little kids are out digging in their backyard and they find a gate to hell. That was a good movie. Was it called Gate? Something like that, yeah. This is Gate. It's a 10 Series 1. Test your nerves in this solo deck building medieval horror game that will have you dying for more. Can you save your town from the perils that lurk outside your gate? I'm in. Something I would have never looked at. I'm in. Ken's coming with the esoteric stuff here. This is volume number 3. Tin Helm. The Brotherhood of the Red Cloth long made their home deep in the abandoned mines of the Black Mountains, but a sickness came upon them as they delved too deep. And their minds have become twisted and their attention has shifted to creating wicked evils. Darkness now lives here and only a true hero can cure the madness that has consumed all. Like I said, this is tin number 3 or volume number 3. These are just awesome looking little tins. Yeah? The artwork on them screaming. Here we have an expansion for Gate. It's called Gates. Yeah? These little tins are awesome. Do we have any more of those? Let's just pull. What do we have here? Iron Chest. An Iron Helm expansion. Yeah? Give me 1 second. There we go. It'd probably make more sense if we do it this way. Iron Helm. A perilous solo quest for fortune and glory. Cool artwork. Neat little box. I see lots and lots of cards and tokens and such. Not going to pull it out. Like I said, I don't know what we're doing. The artwork on the box itself is just absolutely cool. Yeah? All kind of classic monsters and themes and such going on. Check out, I guess that's either, looks like the classic Lich on the side of the box. The other side we got a gate there, some bones and a rat. What is this going on? Again, we don't have a single thing other than Shadow Dark that I've even heard of here. This is some wild stuff. Iron Helm, damp below, still in hand, echoed halls run beast astray. Chase and prey both night and day, survive until last grain of sand. Creatures pounce no longer lurk, swinging axe does not miss, does just miss. Can I read in English at least? Sinking blade unhindered hiss, blood now trickles from my dirk. Okay, so it's a neat little poem on the back. It doesn't tell me a perilous solo quest. I don't know. Something to dig into. And of course we have the expansion to it. It includes, it's got some miniatures, cards, and a map. Yeah? Oh boy. Oh boy. I didn't clear enough room off our shelves. I don't know what to say. First off, we better make sure, I think, what do we got here? A shipping pack. Wow. Wow. I don't know what to say. Holiday special at the end of June. Crazy. Crazy. I'm making sure there was no note. If there was a note, Kent, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I don't see one. Yeah? Hopefully you didn't stick it somewhere that's hidden. I'll find it. I'll find it. If there is one. Like I said, this feels like the holiday special. We're in June. I don't know what to say. I'm too humble. I'm telling you, I'm too humble. I told Kent I'm too humble for this. We're going to have to find out. We're going to do something special for Kent. Yeah, this is just way at above and beyond. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't even know. I'm like a kid in the candy store. Where do we even start? What do we just dig into? Corg? Demonship? Iron Helm? Gate? I don't know. Shadow Dark? The Maquis? I don't know. It's too much. It's too much. Yeah. There's so much to look into. I'm very interested. Since I've been away from YouTube here, for all of you that are just on our YouTube page and stuff, get into the comments. If you know about this stuff, tell me what to look forward to. Yeah, what would you guys choose out of the pile to get started with? Yeah, it's been a few months since I've got to do any tabletop gaming. Any. Just reading books, thinking about things, daydreaming and playing in my mind. The real theater of the mind. I play there more than anywhere else. But with all of this right here, there's just so many of these just look like they're just ready to dive into. Yeah? That there's not a lot of setup to them, etc. I know I'll be reading those Shadow Dark books. Probably starting tonight. There's a lot of material there to go through, take a look at, and see what's going on. But if you guys have played any of these, let me know. Let me know what you've been playing. Yeah, it's time I caught up with the community. Like I said, I'll be very interested to see what you've been playing, what you've been up to. Like I said, check out the Discord channel for sure. Almost all of our solid, common people that are around the show are there. And like I said, I'm always hanging around there to answer questions and talk and give suggestions. We're sharing our paint work. We're sharing video games, old computer games, tabletop games, solo stuff. It's just an amazing place to be. I like it because it's not so one-sided. With YouTube, I wish there was a way to create like a community page for YouTube where all of our content creators, like Adventures with Dice and Solitary RPG and such, Mike, and others, Jason, with his podcast and stuff, where we could all just have like a community page and everybody could join in and we could put up videos and share and all that kind of stuff. But YouTube doesn't have such a feature. They probably will now that I suggested it. Let's hope. Anyway, I'm very interested in what you guys have been doing. Like I said, we're going to be diving back as best we can into our normal broadcasting. So at least once a week, but really trying to catch up. I want to do a little bit more than that if possible. Like I said, I'm still not full-time here, so I have a whole lot of other stuff I have to do to pay bills and all this kind of stuff. Plus, possibly a huge project coming up to where we do go full-time with this. So a lot to look forward to. The Random Encounter show hasn't went anywhere. The only thing that's going to stop the Random Encounter show is putting Deathstalker V in the ground. God forbid. God forbid. Let me at least get the videos out that I have planned to get out before you put me there. Yeah, but even then, the Random Encounter Army will be around for a very long time. Yeah, great community. So anyways, glad to be back. Here's to you. Cheers.
And this has been but one tale from the days of high adventure. You can join Deathstalker V on his quest by hitting that subscription button and joining his Random Encounter Army. On the channel's About page, you will find our Facebook page and Facebook group where you can get more directly involved with the fun. And make sure you use our affiliate links to support our show.